So, hey guys, this is just a little impromptu live because I felt like doing it. I don't expect anybody to really show up here, but it was just me coming up, getting some stuff off my chest. You see the title, it says pregame. It's because my son has a baseball game today that I'll be assistant coaching. He got invited to scrimmage. It's going to be a long day, about 12 to about 5. We're going to be playing about 3 to 4 games. So that's baseball though. That's baseball. Dedicated to. I love that game, man. Love playing it. Wish I could have played it longer than I did. But I'm just trying to instill a love of this game to my son, in my son. And not only a love for the game, but just discipline and what that entails. Usually we're on these YouTube streets. I'm on these YouTube streets late at night or almost or near late at night. And most of you guys are too. But with that being said, today, just for this brief moment, I wanted to get on here and just talk about some stuff, man. I kind of woke up a little dejected because, we all go through personal things in our lives and things that you got to deal with that nobody else can help you with. Wow. You got your tooth fairy money? Awesome. My daughter lost a tooth last night, and we put it under the pillow for the tooth fairy. So everything is cool. She got her money. And honestly, that's what I live for. That's what I'm here for. I knew from the time that I was about 8, maybe even 7, that I wanted to be a husband and a father. And I remember being told my entire life, not by my parents, but just by anybody who I would give my hopes and dreams to, that I would speak to about that, and they would say, "Oh man, you're too young to be thinking about that," etc. And I'm like, man, I I really thought that I was doing something wrong. I thought that maybe I am too young to think about wanting to be a father. Maybe I am too young to think about wanting to be a husband. But it wasn't that hey, right now, 8 years old, I'm ready to get married. No, it was me planning, me desiring to want to give all of myself to my family when I get to be older. And it was because I saw my father and my mother doing many of the same things that I do for my family. Knowing that, and at that time, it was because I knew, well, I thought that they'd be perfect. I thought my parents should be perfect. You should be able to give me your time, give me your love, give me monetary value from your hard work every day. And of course, age doesn't begat wisdom, but as time moves forward, you get some experience and you realize that those were lofty goals. But again, I've known that I wanted to be a father since I was 8. But with that responsibility, it's just a lot of hard work. And I can't say that every day I've always been prepared for it, prepared for the things that come, whether it's sickness or emotions or pain or the price tag. Lord have mercy, the price tag. It gets expensive. Any of you parents out there who are parents know exactly where I'm coming from. But I digress. My mic is muted. No. Smitty, man. Oh, Lord. Anyway, back to my son. I know there are days that he doesn't want to do what I'm asking him to do. Bumpkin, thanks, brother. I appreciate you. Yes, having children change a man for the better. I can't wait to have kids myself. Absolutely, brother. A man whose quiver is full is truly blessed. Okay. I know a lot of people up here aren't Christians, but and don't follow Christ, but I do. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and I would not be who I am without him. I wouldn't be able to overcome the things that I've had to overcome with my family, with my wife. Me and my wife have to overcome so many obstacles as a unit, and we wouldn't be able to do it without Jesus Christ. So thank you, Lord, for giving me this day and for giving me the opportunity to be on this platform to talk to, people that I care about. I care about each and every one of you, whether it's 3, 4, 5,000. Thanks for coming up. Thank you, Bumpkin. But yeah, I know my son doesn't want to do certain things that I ask him to do all the time. And he's outnumbered too. I have a lot more daughters than I have. I only have one son. So he's my namesake. And I do push him. I don't push him as hard as I'd like to, but I do push him to be the best that he can be. Not to be another me, but to love every aspect, every flaw of himself, but then also push himself to be better than himself. Because when he gets out in the world, as bad as it was for me coming up, as bad as it is for me as an adult, it's going to be tenfold for him. With all the ideological differences on the face of this planet now, with our sovereignty as a nation more so being in question than ever before. And I'm talking about the United States, y'all. Yes. It's crazy how something this great could be on the verge of the way it is. But anyway, again, yeah, that's I wanted to be better. So baseball for him is a sport I identified for him at a very young age. He's played others, basketball, soccer, most notably, but baseball. It's like, hey man, you got really good hand-eye coordination. I've been my wife and I knew when he was, man, 9 months that he had really good hand-eye coordination. And to this day, people don't believe me that this boy was walking in his walker at about 3.5 months. But that's because he's a mama's boy. He was chasing his mom around. South Korea, that's where we were, man, and put him in that walker, put it on the lowest setting, and he was tiptoeing around, crying, chasing her down. It was crazy. It was a sight to behold. We got a video of it somewhere. But anyway, so to my son, my boy, I love you. I love you. I want you to grow and thrive. Be a great young man. To my daughters, too, I want you to grow and thrive. I haven't forgotten about you. I don't ever forget about you. As a matter of fact, my pockets haven't forgotten about you. So there you have it there. So, things like that, man, is what I came up here to talk about, man. Nothing serious, nothing crazy. Just, what's on my heart and mind right now. Yeah, I got another opportunity to make some money somewhere, and it requires me to be gone a little bit more than I'd like to be. And the money is substantial in a sense, but if you know anything about me, my family absolutely always comes first. I've been married for 13 years now, 13. And in those 13 years, my children and my wife especially know that if it takes me away from them, I'm not about it. I remember in the army when I had to go to warrior leader course. I was gone for, man, 30 days. And it was a difficult thing between me and my wife to be away from each other that long. And not to mention overseas. I mean, it's hard, but I always found a way to get back, man. And in the military, I had some experiences in the army. I had some really good experiences, some really bad experiences. All experiences all culminate to make me who I am. But I'll tell you, there was never an instance where I wasn't in control in the army. I mean, I made sure of it. I wasn't gonna allow anybody to dictate to me how my career was gonna go. I was gonna start my career where I wanted to start it, and I was gonna end it where I wanted to end it. And that's the way it went every doggone time. A lot of people didn't like me for that. But I told them, I'm like, you could do the same. You don't have to follow the same old nonsense. To be a soldier or a marine or a ship's mate, or what do you call a sailor or airman, you can literally form your career around your life. Now, I'm not saying that you'll make it to the highest heights, become a sergeant major, maybe if you're enlisted, become a 4-star general. If you are an officer, that may not happen, but you always have a choice in the matter. Always. There's never an instance in anything in your life where you don't have a choice. Hard choices, yes, but a choice nonetheless. BM, pull you up here, bro. So, yeah, early, man. Hey, I'm an early riser by trade. These jigaboos, Uncle Tom, Black Thoughts, LA, got me becoming a night owl. But if anybody knows anything about me, man, I'm always up at the crack of dawn. 4 a.m., that's me. Even before the army. It's always been me. So, but these clowns got me staying up really late. That's all right, man. I love them for it. Kai, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming up and just to hear my little diatribe. I appreciate you coming up. I'm not going to be here long because I got to finish getting ready for this game with my son. So hopefully, you know how it is. Oh, yeah, I know. I know that clown is I know Uncle Tom is snoring, but don't worry, he'll be like Rip Van Winkle with the salt and peppering it up, and he'll just wake up. But how long have I been asleep? 200 years, mug. Bumpkin, they are sleeping, except LA. LA and I have been trading insults early in the morning, so he's still up. Yeah. Yeah. He's probably gonna lift a car or something. You know how he is. Always got a project, man. Nothing wrong with that. Me too. I got a lot of projects that I gotta do and that I do around the house for my wife and for myself especially. He said he will say, "Why didn't you wake me up?" Because she loves you, dude. That's why she didn't wake you up. She wanted you to sleep. But yeah. Let me see what LA, I think LA said something. Give me a second.
Harry, you got to be shit. I'm gonna act like, okay, it gotta be something else, man. There's no way that somebody cares that you use that term that everybody else knows and thinks and don't care to sell it. He was doing a great video. That's what I thought somebody was here at an older age. It was fucking insane. They're just saying it's a fucking kid. And you can see why she got that video.
Yo, LA facts, man. Facts, absolutely. I was just listening to his message. Yes, absolutely. Straight hating. There's no way that she didn't know that term whatsoever. And she's saying that because they don't use it on Bobby Flay's channel on the Food Network, that I'm wrong. It's crazy, man. I mean, we're different, man. Everybody knows I like to use $10 and $20 words, but that wasn't even a $10 or $20 term. That was like a $2 term. Surface area? It's not, we're not, it's not physics. It's not physics. It's not geometry. Lord it's not chemistry. Maybe it's chemistry because it's it is food. So food is akin to chemistry, chemical reactions and all of that. But I'm saying, come on. There has to be something better to get on me about, man. I've said plenty of things that I believe could be misconstrued, but that's not one of them. But anyway, I digress. My mic is muted. No. But straight up, um, the way this world is going is crazy, and my children got to live in it. I remember when I was younger, before I had children, I would say to myself and my brothers, I have a lot of brothers. We'd say, "Oh man, I don't know why mom cares about what's going on in the world. She's done, she's an adult. She doesn't have to care about what we're doing. And it'll be the same when I become an adult and I have my children. I'm not going to care. Young teenagers. But of course I care. Of course I care about my child's well being. I love my children. I don't want them to have to deal with hardships as they come. And I know that they're going to have to deal with them. But it's my job to prepare them to deal with said hardships so that they can grow and become fruitful human beings and not allow the wiles of the devil, the wiles of the world to enter into their lives and change them adversely. It's hard out here, man. It's very difficult, but you can overcome. I have a hard time with people who tell me how hard it is and think that everybody else has it figured out. None of us truly do. We work, we eat, we sleep, we take our time, we have fun, we are sad, we're mad, we're happy. We go through a cornucopia of emotions on a daily basis. Hardship, especially, I think some people think they have a monopoly on hardship. If I told you a fraction of the things that I've had to overcome, you'll be like, Black Suit of Five? What? That doesn't sound like you. JQ, good morning. You jigaboo. Troglodyte. No, and a lot of people think they have a monopoly on the hood. When you tell them you grew up in the hood too, they question your entire existence because you don't sound like them. Look, man, I grew up on 76 in Maryland. I grew up on 61st Place, right off Normal. I grew up on 111th and Normal. All three of those places are not known for their country clubs. Let's just say that. And I spent the better part of my life dodging bullets, dodging gang violence, dodging mob violence, robbery, strong arm robbery. I mean, the list goes on, but I don't dwell in that place. I don't make it define me, and it never has. I don't, look, man, I don't, and I never have used the local vernacular ever. And part of it is because, yeah, my parents wanted something different for me and my brothers and didn't want us to acquiesce to that form of speaking because it's limiting in a sense. And it doesn't limit you where you can't get a job. Plenty of people who don't speak like me get jobs, start businesses. But when I say limiting, I mean understanding. There are a lot of things written, there are a lot of things spoken using terms that you're going to have to understand and broach. And a lot of people are so bigoted that they refuse to do it. And I'm going to use the term in the manner in which it's supposed to be. Bigoted doesn't mean I have more than you. Bigoted means you refuse to see the truth. You refuse to make any sort of changes. You refuse to stay on your high horse or your soapbox and never see the fruit for the trees, even when you're wrong. You know, been told, hey, Black Thoughts, you sound like you're the Channel 9 news anchor. I'll never forget that, man. It really stuck with me when that girl told me that in high school, my freshman year in high school. Really, really stuck with me because she meant it as an insult. But it was a compliment for me because it meant that I was doing something right. You recognized that I wasn't like the rest. I've been told, why you sounding white? I remember when I had to give a speech in front of my class, in my 10th grade class. And I was giving my speech. Boy, I didn't even write. Well, I wrote notes, but I didn't write a formal speech. The notes I wrote, I had to turn into my professor, and then I went at it. And I remember the boy, he was cool, but he's cool now. But I remember then he said, man, blacks, why don't you use words that we understand? And I'm like, why don't you get on my level? That shut him up because high school doesn't last forever. And that was something that I was eminently aware of, even in the 10th grade. High school didn't last forever. I'm not going to know you bozos arguably 6 months after I graduate from this place. Why try and conform? Why not try and elevate? Become something greater. Become something different. The hardest thing to do when you're in school, the hardest thing to do in your formative years is to deviate from the crowd. You see a dude in some Jordans, at the time, those money belts or those belts that were that had the LCD screen on them that you could type in your name or whatever. Uh, some FUBU or some Jabot, a your favorite team on your back. If that if that Negro jumped off the bridge, 9 times out of 10, you was going with him because you were like, at least he looked cool doing it. I remember guys walking around in their doggone. They get the brand new Jordans because at that time Jordans were coming out doggone near every weekend, or every other Saturday, a new pair was coming out. And these dudes didn't have a place to stay. Truly, their parents were destitute and dejected most of the time, but they always made sure they were fly. And I'd see them walking around with their Jewel Osco bags on their feet in the winter to make sure their shoes didn't get dirty from the salt and the slush outside. And I don't blame them, because that's where they put their worth. They put their worth in those shoes because their parents put their worth in those shoes. But me, no plastic bags. I got the $59.99 hollers, two for $59.99. Usually Feli, because Felis were just good enough for you not to get roasted on a daily basis. Reeboks were not in anymore. If you had a pair of Reeboks on, you was getting gunned. If you had a pair of, don't have doggone Skechers on, Lord have mercy. Don't have K-Swiss on. K-Swiss was seen as the whore's shoe. Everybody put a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. The shell-toed K-Swiss were seen as the whore's shoe, white on white. And when they were off white, you got the little white shoe polish to whiten them up again. Yeah, that was seen as the horse shoe. So don't whores, not horse, but whore's shoe. That was the stigma. Never owned a pair of Air Force Ones or Jordans or any other shoe except Feli's while in high school. Not even gifted to me because it wasn't important. My mother made sure I was clean. My father made sure I was clothed and fed. And it was off to the rat race, off to warrior school. So it's a reality. And this is inner city Chicago, early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. I say all this to say hardships begat us, man. We're formed through hardships. We can't allow them to define us, but we can learn from them. We can learn. One of the best pieces of advice ever given to me is that you can learn anything from anybody. You can learn anything from anybody, whether that is learning how to be or learning how not to be. Some of these people get caught up in the minutia. And I'm guilty of it at times, getting caught up in the minutia of life. But for the most part, man, you have to think broadly and stop allowing the wiles of the devil to enter you, man. But you got to have a firm foundation in order to do that. And if you didn't have a firm foundation growing up, it's never too late to change your stars. But of course, you got to know where your help comes from. And my help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. And he will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Excuse me, I had to finish the verse there. As much, I got a potty mouth, okay? That's one of my issues. I can curse with the rest of them and the best of them. Wasn't always that way. I don't know, some of you guys may have been up here when I said I had to learn to do that. I had to learn to do that. That wasn't how I was raised. There was a time where I would glance at every curse word I heard. I'd be like, he cursed, she cursed. You know, I that was me. But now it's unfortunately like second nature. The vulgarities and the cursing, and King Shanard. No, man, I do not know how to speak Hebrew. Can speak some German, but only colloquially. I can't, carry on a huge conversation. Uh, oh yeah, and some Korean. But other than that, yeah, those are things that I've had to work on and still work on, and honestly haven't worked on truly, if I'm being honest. Because I'll tell you what put me over the edge. I read an article, and I can't remember what journal I was reading. This had to be 15 years ago. They said intelligent people use vulgarities. And I was like, bet I'm off to the races. Because it made me not culpable or accountable to myself. It gave me an excuse saying, hey, yeah, intelligent people with high IQs can curse. They curse and they use vulgarities, mostly out of frustration for those who refuse to see the light, I'll say. But 15 years later, do I necessarily believe that? No, I don't. I think that that's an unbridled tongue. You know, and out of the fullness of a man's heart, he speaketh. Meaning, what you think about, you'll say. So, what does that say about me? I'm saying vulgarities and cursing, and I keep deceiving myself. I can turn that off whenever. But I was watching, I was watching Uncle Tom in L.A. and Black Thoughts and Little Podcast. Uh, at the end of the night, I was rewatching it from last night, and oh, I'm back. I'm back. All right. First time he used the N word was with his boss. I mean, he used the N word with his boss. Some dumb question, and the N word nearly slipped. And I just see that as an example. Like, the things we think about come to the forefront, and we really got to guard our hearts, man. We really do. King Shanard, brother, I am not a Hebrew Israelite. Hebrew Israel, like BM said, Hebrew Israelites do not believe in Jesus, and they believe that they are under the law. Good morning, Caddy May. Great to see you. God bless you as well. Yeah, they don't believe that they are under the law. I mean, they believe that they are under the law, and that's their modus operandi. Now, what I will say about that is, I find that almost every young man, especially every young black man, finds a time where they become a little bit more militant. Fortunately, in my militant years, I was in the military, so I had a catalyst for it. But I think it's become disillusioned with the world. You realize that the world is coming for you. Again, it's not a uniquely black man thing. I'm just saying, coming from the perspective of what's perceived to be a black man in America, you realize that you have no bastion of protection anymore. Your mom can't protect you. Your dad can't protect you. It's you. You're a man. And they're going to see you as such, and they're going to treat you as such. Everybody's going to hit you, and it won't be love taps. Everybody's going to come for you. So Hebrew Israelites appealed to me when I was about 23, because here were black men, most of them in their prime, perceived to me, in the perception they gave, was standing up there on the corners and preaching the word of God. That was the perception. And they were strong looking. You know, they appeared to be very masculine. And you're like, yeah, because it goes against the narrative that you see plastered all over social media and mainstream media, that men have to be these quiet, soft spoken, halfway homosexual looking, uh, pansexual. What's the other word I'm looking for? Metrosexual men in the church, and always acquiescing to a woman's point of view, because that's where they get, pastors who are prosperity preachers a lot of the times get the majority of their money. But no, Bumpkin, I didn't want to choose Judaism at all, not at all, or Judaism. It was the perception that they were Christians. This is when I didn't truly know what a black Israelite was. They're deceptive in that. And that's what I'm saying. It was a deception. They were deceivers. I caught on quick. Like I said, I never been to a rally or anything like that. This was just my musings. These were my musings. I was saying I could align with men being men. And I still can align with a man being masculine and not allowing this diatribe, this homosexual, everything is for everyone world we live in. But then I learned different. I realized, as I read my own word for myself, because I encourage everybody to read their word for themselves, I realized that it was a great deception, and I moved accordingly. So again, even now I see my little cousins, my young men that I know from around the way, I may have coached or been in the United States military with, sometimes falling for that. And some don't make it out. Some do. But for those who do make it out and see and understand that they're being deceived, no, you're not alone. You're not alone in that, man. But in your it's in your right of coming of age as a man, searching. And right now, they're trying to stymie that in young men, telling you how wrong you are to search for masculinity. And that's a lie from the pit of hell, or Tartarus. Whatever you call hell, it's a lie from the pit. Exactly, Kai. The surface. the surface area. Yeah. So yeah, I'm far from a black Hebrew Israelite. I'll never be. And though I do have some friends that are, and they're still friends. Uh, King Shenard, you're going to hell, and it's not a joke. Yep, they are trying to censor thoughts. Absolutely, Caddy. They are trying to censor thoughts. You know, as we get older, a lot of the times we get a lot more fearful. My mother's one. Hold on. Give me a second. Get the fuck. I mean, LA. I'm about to curse. Get the fuck out of here. LA, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, look, BM, you said you learned to rebuke using the power we were given, and it's been proven to work absolutely. And right now, I rebuke what LA just sent me. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Lord have mercy. Jesus, I rebuke it. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Look, man, there's some things, man. Whew, there are some things, some people, man. Some people that just don't know, that just won't take no for an answer. Lord have mercy. There's just some people. But I digress. My mic is muted. Uh, uh, every young man has the right to come of age, to realize what it means to be a man, to make the mistakes and to grow from them. We men need to be married. The younger the better. Okay, a lot of people believe in the Kevin Samuels school of thought where, well, this is a new thing. It's only 2 years young. Men should work, 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 get married when they get their bag right. And he didn't say that in particular. He also said that if young men and young women get married and build together, that's even better. Be married. It's wonderful. I, you know, for all that it's not, it is all that it is. Having a companion, if you're a man, having a wife, there's nothing like it, man. There's always fish in the sea, true, and there's always a younger woman. And I'm talking to the men. Let me hold on. Give me a sec. LA, that's disgusting. You already saw my response live. That was just Lord have mercy, Jesus. Now, Kai, let me look at that gotta be my man Gary, Kai. Gary, man. That's crazy. Good to see you finally, bro. Good to see you. Good. That's hilarious. Men be married. A wife is a blessing from heaven, I'm telling you. I know a lot of people talk about their horror stories, talk about how they got divorced, and talk about how this woman did them wrong and harmed them in some you know irredeemable way. What I say to people like that is that's what you chose. Your choosing signals are off. You can't ignore the good sense that God gave you. I'm telling you. If you met a woman in a club and she was drinking and carrying on, turning flips on a pole, I'm not saying that she's irredeemable, but you have your work cut out for you. Versus going to the market, going to, let's say, I'm from the Midwest, Jewel Osco, and you're in the fruit and vegetable section, and you see a beautiful woman who you can't take your eyes off of, and you decide to approach. And you're a little squeamish, you're told you don't know what to do with yourself. She's beautiful. Not because that was the first thing you saw, but you also saw how she was carrying herself. That is what I mean by meeting a woman of high yield. Even if you meet your wife online, I'll tell you where I met. I met my wife when I was 14 years old and she was 12. And we were on the party line of all places. Party line. On the phone. Didn't know each other from Adam. And we, being young, just talking, a few, puffing up stuff, acting like our stuff didn't stink, you know, taking all comers. And my wife hit me up because I was singing on my intro message. And from there, we never looked back. Now, always love my wife, always have been in love with my wife. But what it was, how we were able to weather so many years as we weren't dating. She was just my friend who I loved. I knew I was going to marry her, though. Told her from day one I was going to marry her. And we did. She knew she was going to marry me. It's funny, she was telling me that with all her boyfriends she had, whenever I would call her, my ringtone on her phone would be, and I know that he won't break my heart. And I know that we will never part. Yeah, and then these boys would get in their feelings. I didn't know this. I didn't know that when I called her phone, that was the song that she had playing for me, because I knew she had a boyfriend. She knew that I had girlfriends, but she always trumped them all every time. Always. I didn't care what I was doing. If she called, I would always put it down. Stop what I was doing and talk to her. And same for me. And then when we were in our early 20s, she was she was 19, about to be 20, and I was 21, about to be 22. And we were like, we got pregnant. And boom, it was like, okay, it is what it is. It's that time, and we got married. Look, man, one even we just went and tied the knot. Went to the courthouse, and we also had a wedding. But the wedding was special. It was definitely special, but that was for everyone else. We knew we were married, and then we grew together from our 20s all the way now into our 30s. So 13 years we've been married. It's been a wonderful time. Hardships, things I've done wrong, things she's done wrong. And Flex Henry. So, yeah, sexy chocolate. That's crazy. And I wouldn't change any moment of it, man. This woman becomes me. So I want young men to have that, to want to have that. And if it means becoming a passport bro, going overseas and finding a wife, I got plenty of friends who went overseas and found wives, man. Plenty of homies who have gone overseas and found wives, while both in and outside the United States military. And they're doing just fine. I have plenty of friends who got married here. My whole point is, don't let somebody else's story stop you. Marriage that's what we're made for, man. We're made to love one another. We're made to be a unit, to be together as man and wife. Not man and man, not woman and woman, man and wife. To procreate on the surface, blacks is refined. There's that word again, surface area. Straight up. Hey, look, I forgot to do some housekeeping, guys. Let me do it. On the marquee below me, you'll see a couple of things I would like for any of you guys to do who haven't already done it. Please subscribe to Blacks Who Defies YouTube channel. Remember, I'm on a journey to 1,000 subscribers within 6 months. That's my goal. Before I turn 37. If I could do that, that would be wonderful. Second, you know that I own a company. I own a business. That is near and dear to me. Loudmouth Flavors. Because of you guys, I'm able to, realize a dream that I've had since I was a child. And that dream is to merge both the business world and the cooking world, two worlds I love the most, and become independent financially with it. So with every purchase that I get from you guys, it helps me to move that much closer to my goal. So loudmouthflavors.net. Currently, we have two different flavors, two different spice blends. Italian Stallion, which speaks for itself. All those who have gotten it have given it rave reviews. Everyone loves it. So thank you. And then Tangy Taco, award winning. Not a joke. It surely is award winning. It's won 2 awards here in the Dallas Metro. I want you guys to taste it. Chili, a piece of meat, steak, whatever. Tacos, taco salad, which is something we do around here. Always have eaten taco salads growing up, and they're a staple in my household. You'll love it. It is c'est magnifique. You'll love it. So go to loudmouthflavors.net and get you about 15 of those. I'm coming out with a new flavor. I've already bought the ingredients. Right now, I'm looking at sizes to disseminate the product in. Most likely, it's going to be bigger than the size that I've been disseminating my tangy taco and Italian stallion in, because this is for my cuers. I made this with my cuers in mind. Okay. So get ready for that fuego. Get ready for that smoky fuego. That's the name of it. You guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love it. There's a sweetness to it, but it's not overpowered. There's a heat to it, but it won't overpower the tongue. And it's savory. Oh, my Lord, is it savory. And you'll smell it as soon as that meat hits the heat, even before. So go ahead and do it. Please support, guys. Also, the Cash App. Cash App allows me to do my thing as well. Give if you are so inclined. And most importantly, share. LA, you bastard. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to see your face after that. But yeah, bastard, I am making bigger bags. Just for you, LA. Just for you. No bull. Just for you. And I can't wait for you guys to try it, man. You guys are going to love it. You guys are going to love it. It is so good. I've been using this particular blend since I was about, I want to say 15 is when I made it up. And I was like, man, everybody has their own blend that they use. But I mean, everyone that I've made barbecue for, and I've used this blend for. They've given it rave reviews. They've given it rave reviews, and I think you guys are going to love it. Also, you'll like putting it in spaghetti. Sounds weird, but it does give, say you pulled out the Italian stallion and you made your spaghetti sauce, or for the Italians out there, your gravy. After you've made your gravy, you put in the smoky fuego, and the amalgamation is just delicious. See, thank you, Kai. I'm glad that you loved it. Let me copy this link, and I'm going to put it in the chat, guys. Yes, Khan Shonery, since I was 15. I've been queuing. Dude, I've been queuing since I was maybe 10 or 11, since my parents allowed me to get up.
First off,
that
shit was trash.
Huh?
Oh, shit, I can't even hear myself.
I can hear you.
Or it might be on mute. Oh, there we go.
Huh?
What in the actual fuck is going on?
Hey, my wife says, make a spaghetti video with smoked fuego. I sure will, babe. You know I will. That's my wife, everybody. Everybody say hi, Miss Blacks. Bumpkin, what's up, dude?
Nothing much. Sorry, I'm at work on my phone, but really slow day to day. But I didn't realize that you actually had a website. I might have to pick some of that up.
Oh man, please do, man. I do have a website, loudmouthflavors.net. And
Pick up 10 of them mugs.
I'm trying to tell boy, I keep saying it. Pick about 10 of them mugs up, man. 10, 15 of them. I'm telling you. Hey, let me tell you, the faster I get rid of this inventory, the faster I can make new inventory, and I can get the Smoky Fuego on deck. I have, I think, about between Italian Stallion and Tangy Taco, I have about 200 packs left. And they're going pretty fast. I was surprised at how quick. I'm like, man, I'll never get rid of these. You know, I'll tell you guys, man, I was a little dejected. I was afraid. I was afraid to put it out. I was afraid to put my product out because I was afraid to be critiqued. I was giving it away. Okay? I was, hey, try this. I went about it all wrong, man. I was putting it on Instagram. I was talking to influencers. A lot of them did put it on their Instagram, and I got some views on my page, and I got some views on my website, but I was just disenfranchised, man. But my wife, for the better part of 2 years, kept saying, you got to put it out there. This is good. I'm not going to tell you that it's good just because I'm your wife. I said, if it was bad, I'd tell you. Period.
No, she wouldn't. She lying. I'm gonna tell you why she lying. That's your wife, right? She gonna love everything that you do.
Hey, look, you don't know my boy. I'm trying to tell you, man. This woman ain't got no shit.
They are our biggest supporters and our biggest buyers to us.
that too. But they're also the biggest kick in the pants.
That's true.
Boy, this woman is always kicking me in the pants. So I was like, okay, fine, man, I'll do it. I'm like, I'll do it. She's like, just do it. I'm like, all right, I'll do it. So, and then it took Kai and Uncle Tom to force my doggone hand. To force my hand. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, they're absolutely right. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna do this, and whatever happens, happens. And here we are, man. Here we are. It's a movement, man. It's a phenomenon. Pun intended.
All you need is some jigaboos. You know, jigaboos are the biggest consumers in America.
Ain't that the truth?
So as long as you get the jigaboo goddamn vote, you good. And especially if your product is good, and everyone else. Oh shit! I lost my fucking house shoe. And everyone else.
I said she don't like everything you do.
I know she don't, and I don't care. She gonna support it because if she don't, her ass gonna be on the side of the road, bag lady and that shit.
Bag lady, you gonna miss your butt.
For real. She better love everything I do while she bullshit.
No, but yeah, man.
Oh my god, I'm getting old, man. Y'all niggas got me tired. I am so
I didn't do that. Hey, that's L.A. Wilkes. That's L.A. the way he had you up.
And I ain't even going to
stay up till like 3 a.m.
No, it was like 4, bro.
Damn.
And then my dumb ass sat there and tried to play fucking video games, and my eyes were not focused on anything. It was like everything was I look really changed. Oof, jeez.
Kai, facts. That is an old man walk. That's an old man walk. I'll do it. Let's see what my wife has to say. He's a reflection of me. No garbage coming from this way. I'm gonna tell you if I love you. And most importantly, I prayed on it and God already confirmed it for me. It is honestly good, no lie. That's my wife, boy. She is my biggest cheerleader, but she will smack me in the teeth.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. We all need that part sometimes. I know I be on some bullshit sometimes, so my wife got to hit me reel me in a little bit.
Yep.
Sometimes I do go a little too far because I am an asshole. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
That's true, man. I can be an asshole too, man. My wife's like, where did Where did the black Suda that I married go?
Alexa, turn the lights on.
Hey, look,
Jesus.
but it's the truth, man, and that's part of marriage that I'm talking to these young and old men about, man. Being married is a blessing. I don't know. I don't gotta look. I don't gotta worry about none of these hoes out here, what they think about me, or, you know, what I look like. Nothing. I don't care. You know, that's one level of degradation that I don't have to deal with.
Yeah, that's a fact.
LA,
Well,
huh? You can tell that I have 32 kids. That nasty love and talk. LA, when you get married and you have children, I'm gonna be on your ass too. Don't worry.
what you following me?
Huh?
I'm not looking for nothing that you know exactly where it is, nigga. Just stop. Man, if you don't get your ass away from me,
What's up, prime time?
Scheiße.
I'm building him a soundproof room because those babies kicking his. Hey, look, even if I built a soundproof room, they'd be up in that mug. There's no space in my house that is sacred anymore. Period. I got a whole media room, and I can't even be in that mug because my son got his doggone Nerf guns in it, and is usually in there more than me playing the video game. Period. And I can't be up in there because I'm always out putting out some sort of fire.
Well, that's because you got a lot of girls in your household. See, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Man,
You start making all these females out in these streets. Listen, you better just have your shotgun always on kill mode.
No, you already know. You already know. Look, especially for my my third child, man. She is the loving child.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever man she marries is gonna get a lot of love and a lot of joy from her. And you know, they just better beware. That's all. That's all I'll say. But yeah, Brian, man, thanks for the $10 super chat. Shout out to last night. That dude crying.
Yeah, leave that man alone, man.
Prime, you are OC for that. Look,
I know it.
Everybody got a chance to talk about their PTSD moments, and I didn't get a chance to talk about mine because I went up there. I went to sleep like a normal jigaboo. PTSD is real. Okay, I agree with Uncle Tom. He overcame it. And there are things I've overcome with PTSD too. Like for instance, this is just me. I don't see the relevance of going to talk to somebody every doggone month. I hate it. I don't believe they understand me. I believe that they're going to use it against me if they get a chance. So I stay guarded. I stay strapped. I never let them know what I'm truly thinking because, you know, I've just seen too many instances where a time where you're supposed to be speaking in confidence with someone comes out, even a licensed professional. So I don't trust them. These people are human beings, and I'm not going to tell them my deepest woes and loathings. No, I'll keep it to myself.
What does this flag mean there, blacks?
Dude, I know it's. Oh, it's a subdued flag. That boy brought one back from Kandahar. What?
Hey, this is all black. This is a take no prisoners.
Yeah. Take no. Yeah. Absolutely. That's what that means.
I'm taking them. Y'all can have them.
Yeah. Hey, look, that's my point. And so with my PTSD moments, they come out when I'm driving. Okay, they come out when I'm driving. I mean, bad. Tactical driving, man. I got it bad.
Yeah.
And that's right. That's right, Kai. I'm trying to repopulate with and make good females out here. Absolutely. Um, Angry Man Disciple. What's up, man? Let's see what my wife had to say again. You can't hide from us. I'm gonna follow you all around the world. She does, man. She'll follow me. I can't hide. I can't hide. There's no place, nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide, man. As big as this house is, boy, it's never been smaller. Let's see. Yeah, Daddy, I don't trust counselors at all. So my PTSD moments come out when I'm on the road. Period. You know, it's sad, okay, but it is what it is. I've read many encyclopedias in my life, Daddy May, and you're absolutely right. It comes out the knowledge that I've amassed. I don't know everything, but I am a jack of many trades. But it's so I'll tell you the instance I knew I had PTSD. I was sitting to myself, I'd say about 5 years ago, and I just started bawling. Now I have, I can be emotional with my wife, but I've never just sat there and bust out crying for hours. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with me? I'm like, what's wrong with this dude, man? Be a man, be a man. And I realized that my thoughts had floated to a guy I knew in the military, who I watched his downward spiral end up taking his life. I was in Korea, and this guy had survived Afghanistan, everything. Cool cat. He was an avid drinker, man. Avid drinker. Just, I mean, so bad. I remember one time I saw him in the motor pool, and he had 2 black eyes. And I thought, man, dude, I'm like, what happened? Did you get into a fight? Did you go to the Ville? Ville is a place in Korea where you can get, your dick wet and a whole bunch of, just a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, I'm like, did you get in a fight? Did you get in a brawl? He's like, no, man, I fell down the stairs. I didn't believe him. He said, man, I got so drunk, I fell down the stairs in the barracks, and I was out for about 15 minutes. I got up, face was swollen, and this is the aftermath. I'm like, dang, man. I said, man, you got to stop drinking, bro. He said, yeah, I know. Now, this man had 5 children at that time and a wife, but he couldn't shake those demons, man. He couldn't shake those demons. And then I was working CQ at my battalion headquarters. And honestly, I was working CQ because I had a company grade Article 15 I was serving. And I was the key holder for the night. That morning, his buddies, I don't know their names now, they came to me and they were like, man, look, so-and-so is not opening the door. He was supposed to meet us for breakfast. At 9 a.m., he's not opening the door. I'm like, you got the key? I'm like, yeah. So I go in and I enter the hallway. Immediately something wasn't right. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, it just doesn't. I had this ominous feeling. I opened the door, the smell hit me immediately. Now, if you've never smelled death, before, it is eye-opening. It's eye-opening. I can only describe it as like I'm talking about when someone has recently died, as a burning, rotten smell. It smells like something is on fire in a sense. I can't really describe it. But I entered the room, immediately the smell hit me and I knew he was dead. And I looked at him. He was beet red. He was laying on his stomach, and there was vomit coming out of his mouth. He had choked on his own vomit. Now, it looked like he tried to save himself. You know, his body tried to save him, and it didn't work, man. So at the time, you know, that messed me up. I came home that night. I told my wife, I was like, man, I couldn't believe what I've seen. People wounded, but I had never seen somebody just kill themselves with drinking. So, you know, 5 years ago, man, it hit me hard. And to this day, man, on the day of that man's death, it comes over me, man. That right there, out of all the war I've been in, out of all the war in neighborhoods and in actual war, that is what fazed me the most. That to see somebody life be snuffed out in his prime, not because of a bullet, but because of an addiction to a substance, was a eye opener. For it to be that close to me, I'm like, man, this guy survived war. You know, he survived being shot at. He survived convoys. He survived being blown up, and here he is. He couldn't survive those demons, man. Oh yeah, man. I digress. My mic is muted. Look, that's the reality of it, man. That's my PTSD right there. So, you know, everybody has their moments, man. Everybody has their issues, but you can't let it define you. You can't let it control you. I have family to take care of, but most importantly, I have myself to take care of.
Yeah.
And I can't take care of my family if I don't take care of myself. Let's see. I let the chat go on a little bit. Wife says, no, for real, y'all. Pray for blacks because his driving is outrageous. He about to kill us on the road. I hate it. I'll tell her she hates it, man. She hates when I drive. And
hey, this is from a 22.
What? Who did that? What's that?
That's from a 22 blowing out the back of a freaking stand.
Oh my goodness.
Little big 22.
What?
The rest of it's all gone.
My God, man.
It's time to redo these damn things.
Yeah, you got to get a new one, man. Oh, well, make
I make these shits. Just get some fucking. Look, I got a whole bunch of wood over here, bro. In that corner over there, nothing but wood.
That boy keep wood, man. We had a lumber shortage. You got all the wood in your doggone shop.
Yeah, hey, tell that white lady. Hey, the white lady that mail outside.
Hey, the white lady, the mail's outside, Kai. Yeah, she said she's gonna record it. It's bad. Oh, whatever. King Shenard, I sure am telling my life story. You can get up here and tell your life story. Bumpkin, you been quiet, boy.
I mean, I know people with PTSD, and their demons definitely swallowed them up. I call him my uncle, but he's really my cousin. But I guess that's how close we were. He wanted to be a cop. So he had two ways to become a cop. You can either get the college credit to become a cop, or you can get some sort of military service to become a cop. So he decided in 2000 to join the National Guard to get that qualification to become a cop. Because he thought the National Guard never gets deployed. No, well, then 2001 rolled around, and 9/11 happened, and
They were the
we
first
didn't
to
know
go.
that. Huh?
I said, and the National Guard and the reserves were the first to go.
We're the first to go.
Hey, motherfuckers don't know that shit. They be the first one out the door.
Yeah, they were the first to go every time.
Yep. And Tony, man, I remember when I was super young, a little bit, but from what I've been told, like after the war, he's never the same. He was recon. He went around the battalions. I don't know the exact terminology for it. Went around the battalions to sort of identify any threat prior to when the battalion was moving. He's got some horror stories. He never really talks about it, but he's got some horror stories from that.
Yeah.
And he was never the same. His demons consume him, man. He's still alive, but now he's got a brain tumor. And it is what it is.
Damn burn pits they had out there.
Probably. I mean, he got into drugs bad, so it could have been either or at this point. But it's terrible, man. Yeah, no one really talks about how bad war affects a man. But yeah, he would have real bad PTSD because at one time he I had a bunk bed. He bunked over a few times, and just in the middle, his PTSD would hit when he was sleeping in the middle of the night, and just wake up screaming, stuff like that. He's never really able to conquer that stuff.
What was the last thing you said, Bumpkin? I was listening to something. My bad.
I said that his PTSD, from what I could see, what I could observe, never really talked about it when he was sleeping because he would wake up screaming sometimes.
Yeah, because that's when your mind is allowed to process information, and you have no control over it. And it's real. I've woken up sobbing plenty of times. You know, it's the reality, man. It's the reality of life.
What really sucks, man, is I hate the way the U.S. treats its vets when they come home, man. Like he really needed help, and there's so much VA red tape that he was never able to really get it. He never even became a cop.
Like with anything, man, it's what have you done for me lately? You're a hero at first when everybody's on board, but inevitably, like with any forever war, people become disenfranchised and disillusioned. They don't like you anymore because they see the horrors that war is. You know, at first the media puts a glorifying light on it. Oh yeah, here's our people protecting our sovereignty. And then when they see the shift, and they oftentimes cause the shift, they start putting a pejorative light on it, talking about the atrocities that were committed while in war. I'm like, man, it's war. Okay? The very word brings about pain and anguish. Happiness is the antithesis of war. You can't have a happy war. You can't have a peaceful war. It's war. And people don't understand it. You fight, you die, you maim, you pillage. Sometimes you grape. And you know, you witness stuff like that, man. And it's horrific. And sometimes it's secondary. You know, you experience it secondhand. War is not glorious. Movies glorify it. You know, books help to sell it, but it isn't. It's not fun. But one thing I will say about being a military man is you find guys that will have your back. You find real people who are living real lives that want to survive. And when you form under the same banner of survival, you realize that your similarities outweigh your differences, man. I have enemies in the military that I would trust more than friends outside.
True.
People that don't like me in the military, but I know will have my back because they want to make sure I go home.
And that's the ultimate goal for most people that go down range. They don't give like some of the best. Now, I like I said, I don't like women that join the military. Most of them get on my goddamn nerves.
Me,
It's only a select few that when I was down range, I gained a different style of respect for. Other than that, man, they need to get women up out the military. They need to serve and just got dang medical. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bird of bad news. But again, there's only a choice few I can actually got dang say that I gain a newfound respect for downrange. Because when the heat is on and shit happens, them motherfuckers don't know how to handle shit, bro. They are horrible. When shit hit the fucking fan, I don't give a fuck what no one say. Y'all can say all y'all want girl power y'all want to. When them motherfucking tanks start flipping from goddamn IEDs and shit, bruh, it makes you want to shoot every last one of them. For real. Cause I be like, look, nigga, I ain't out here for play right now. You need to take that wine and shit somewhere the fuck else. They ain't promised tomorrow, motherfucker. So don't expect it to be. So all this whining and shit that y'all doing needs to fucking end. Oh, I'm scared, bitch. So is we. So we gotta have some sense about shit. And he goes, boy. No, don't get me started. I done did too many motherfucking movements. Nope. Y'all can have them. Y'all can have them in the military if y'all want to. That's what's gonna make the United States weak in a different way. But that's just my point.
No, straight up, man. The new military now is far less than a military than it was when we were in. I'm glad I got out when I did, and it was never the plan to do 20 years anyway. So, but I'm glad I got out and I took my ticket. And when I punched my ticket when I did, I was like, I'm done. And I'd say that people before us would say the military isn't the same, you know, wasn't the same when we were in our prime, hard charging, you know, high speed, low drag, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I understand things change sometimes, a lot of the times for the worse, because you have some damn general who gets on a hard on from making a change. You know, they get in, they want to change stuff to leave their mark. How many uniforms do we have? How many doggone PT uniforms do we have?
It don't even make sense
at all. You know, how many ARs? I mean, so first PT was regulated under an FM, then they changed it to TM. Now I think it's an FM again. It's ridiculous. For all of you guys, FM is what is that? What is FM an acronym for?
Field manual.
Thank you. Field manual. Field manual is what FM. You know, you got FM this, FM 401 dash. Damn, what was the PT FM, man? 401 dash
22 something.
Yeah, 22 dash something.
22-3, I think.
Yeah, and then you had AR. Then you had your ARs, Army regulations. You know, Uniform Code of Military Justice. I used to know ARs back in fours, especially the ones I broke. You know, and you know, just a whole bunch of just two old vets talking about old Army.
The thing about ARs is if you don't know them, don't break them. But if you know them front and back, you do whatever the fuck you want to.
I'm trying to tell you. I mean, I think my claim to fame in the Army was I knew the people who bolstered the people in charge. They ran the show for the people in charge. And I befriended them not because I wanted favors, but I was just a cool dude, man. And I would do anything for anybody, you know, help them out if they needed help. Always made friends that way. And just by doing that, man, I ended up with friends in different places, you know. Some were aides to generals, some were generals, some were sergeant majors, some were battalion commanders. You know,
that was me.
yeah, you
That
just
was
have
me.
exactly, Uncle Tom. You do for others, they'll do for you, and that's the way my career was, man. I remember, Uncle Tom. I thought I wanted to be special forces, man. I was training so hard for that. Man, I was rucking twice a day. I'm talking about I was doing 12-kilometer rucks up hills and mountains twice a day. I was running once a day. I was lifting, and I was just using my youth, man. I was like, man, I'm going to do this. And then I realized I'm not about to break myself for this. Partially because a lot of my friends were going to selection and they were coming back broken. And from selection, I'm like, what the? I'm like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. But granted, the guys who were going to selection were in their 40s.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're tripping, man. You passed the age, man. And then I did airborne. Went and decided I wanted to try and do airborne. Didn't do that. Then I went and signed up for air assault. But then my battalion commander changed it and said, we're going to take the people with the highest PT scores to go to air assault. And I'm like, are y'all serious? I'm like, half them, I'm like, they can't pass. I'm like, they'll pass the PT test with a 300. But then when you put them in real situations where they got to ruck and carry people, they couldn't hack it.
The problem with that this is what I had a problem with the military is real life issues is you're not gonna run for 2 fucking miles.
Nope.
So the point of contention for me was the running part. I'm like, dude. So I figured like this: could I pass it? I've never failed a PT test ever. Not one time have I failed a PT test. Have I failed tape? Sure, I failed tape. That's cool. Whatever.
All the time.
But every time they need something done, every day they need to be real shit, heavy lifting, walking for a long fucking time. You ain't going that skinny bitty motherfucker. Nope. You're gonna find the biggest nigga that gonna carry everything for you.
Yep, you're going to the big hoss, Nick. I'm telling you, and that was my thing. I was like, I could pass a PT test with my eyes closed, man. Because
without trying.
Huh?
Without trying.
Without trying, man. I'm like, okay, cool. This is what I got to do. Boom, get it done. 2 miles, I would every time. But then, if I wasn't in the 300 club, they didn't.
I learned. I learned at a young military career when I kept getting 300s, and then I fucked my knee up, and I was like, you know what?
Yep.
Fuck this shit. Yep. I much rather all the Army says is do the Army standard. If I do one over, I have exceeded the Army standard.
Dog, man, say it again, man. And I. Then you got these hard charging commanders who said everybody has to have a 300. I had a commander like that who said that everybody had to have a 300. If you didn't have a 300,
it looks good for that's all it is. It just looks good.
Yeah, if you didn't have a 300, you had to go to remedial PT. So I told him, I said, man, look, you ain't never gonna get a 300 out of me. Highest you'll get from me is about 270. I'm like, and that's a reach. Like, so I'm gonna be in remedial PT. Period.
Hey, remedial PT was fun. Got me out of work a whole lot.
Every time. I'm trying to tell you, man. But they tried to do it as a shaming tactic. was never a
Yeah.
shaming tactic for me. I didn't care. And but you know, that's the way it went, man. These
So I
guys.
had a general that he wasn't he was a full blood general. Had everyone trying to be that way, and I was like, yeah, I'll go to motherfucking Jag on your bitch ass. Don't
I'm
play with
trying to
me.
tell you, in a heartbeat.
I have exceeded Army standard. I don't have no remedial nothing.
No, okay. Look, I went to Jag on a commander one time, on a battalion commander, because he was being ridiculous, man, trying to have us dry shave in the field. Please.
This guy kill you.
Hey, okay. I'm like, nah, that's not happening. But yeah, man, the Army was fun. I enjoyed it though, and I had my time. Now I'm out here dealing with this Army we call America. Lord have mercy. These guys out here, man, no grasp on reality. No grasp on reality whatsoever.
Yes, sir. But like I gotta tell my kids, like my two sons that are in it now. My older son is trying to go back to Met and shit, so to go to the Navy. My middle son, I'm like this. Look, bro, take it for what it's worth. When you're in there, resume build. That's what you need to do. Just worry about resume building because you're not gonna be able to do that forever. And if you do, you're an anomaly. I wouldn't want to do 40 years in the military because all it is acquiescing to someone else's beliefs until you get tired of doing it. Yep. And I ain't got time. I want to live my own motherfucking life.
To the TMC. Go to the Troop Medical Facility. Go there. As much as you can. You know, when you come out of basic training, they're like, oh yeah, I'm not going to the TMC because I'm a soldier. But please. Boy, I stayed up in that month. I was like that. I was one. Listen, I did our final. I did my final PT test with a torn MCL. What? Yeah, torn in the. I passed it by 3 or 4 seconds. You 3 or 4 seconds. MCL? Huh? You ran on a torn MCL? Yep. You crazy? Sure did. Listen, I put a motherfucking ace bands around that bitch. So I am not staying here another week. I feel you on that, bro. I understand, man. I went to the TMC all the time because I got put on by an old vet, man. So that's what matters, man. You don't come out of the Army 100%, they owe. Black Thoughts, man. What's up, player?
Morning, guys. Good morning. I'm just coming in to show my support.
I appreciate you, bro. Hey, look, I was reading what you were saying in our back chat. Let me just say, absolutely. You see the manipulation, right?
Yeah, I peeped it, man.
You peep it. I mean, masterful, Oscar-worthy performance.
Yo, listen. I watched a master class last night.
I keep telling y'all, man.
You said it. You said it, and then last night as I'm listening, I'm like, yo, this dude is correct.
Look, man, because it's just impossible. It's impossible to please me. You can't. So why try? Don't fall for it. It is a ruse.
Yeah, that's a fact.
He'll change. He'll flip up with whatever will get people on his side.
Yep.
And you know, I refuse to engage in it. So I'm like, you know, God bless everyone, but I'm not going to engage. I got a brother like that. I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah, I saw it definitely.
You know, it's amazing, man. You know, I didn't finish watching, but I heard you. You know, he just kept saying people over talking me. I'm like, and then Tom's like, but you're over talking people right now.
Yo, I started getting aggravated, but I was like, you know what?
And he kept bringing up money, and nobody was talking about the money.
Hey, when you see Black Thought go like this. I was done. Listen, I wanted to cut my camera off and start busting out laughing. I swear to you.
I'm just saying, man. It's just you can't
That
make
it. Y'all motherfuckers laughing at my pain. That ain't fair.
Hey, your pain was hilarious. Hey, man, I know you came from Jigaboo wrangling earlier that night. I know you didn't expect to have to do it on the panel.
Yo, and listen, yo, when you watch the whole interaction, I led with sympathy all the way through.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I thought I did. Maybe
My
I
dad,
didn't.
have a great lunch. Yeah.
I mean, that's what you do anyway. You always lead with sympathy.
Yeah, you do. You've never, you know, there's one thing I can say about you, Black Thoughts. You've never been insensitive to someone's plight, but you just don't deal with the bullshit. You know, if it's bullshit, you call it out, man. I'm bad with it. I don't call it out as much as I should, but you don't. You will not suffer bullshit. I've witnessed you long enough to know you just do not suffer no bullshit. Now, one
Yo,
thing I want you to change though is these 1996 Wu-Tang pictures you keep sending us.
yo, honestly, I don't take a lot of pictures,
Me
and
either.
a lot of pictures that I do have is like with my kids and shit. Cause like that's really the only time you might see me smile in a picture or something. You know what I mean? So like those are most of the pictures I have. I don't have a lot of solo pictures.
Every time I see you on the stoop, every time I see you sitting on the stoop, Black Thoughts, I just want to say, if you want pain, then bring the ruckus.
Bring the motherfucking rocket.
Oh my God. Look,
But here's the problem. This nigga got a fucking cell phone in his goddamn hand. He can just take a goddamn selfie where he at right now.
Yeah, but I don't got a haircut or none of that. You see how I look up there? I'm all raggedy and shit.
he said he's Raggedy Andy, boy.
Throw a hat on, nigga.
I gotta run this damn dishwasher.
Man, bro, I don't even go to my barber no more. He's too expensive, bro. I sent you guys a message in the back chat that Jalen Rose said a man should spend $100 on his haircut.
Tell that nigga to get up out of here. That is NBA player prices.
I'm like,
you out of your mind.
Man, my barber charging me off the rip $50 to $60 for a haircut.
Nah, insane. You insane.
But look, my barber, you know, he's my boy and all, but I told him one day, I said, man, your prices are ridiculous. I know you cut the Dallas Cowboys hair, because he does. He cuts a lot of the Dallas Cowboys hair. But I've been dealing with him since before then. And I'm like, man, you know, I'm not a Dallas Cowboy, man. I'm like, I can't pay every time I come in here, give you $60 plus a tip. I'm like, bro, I can't do it, man. I'm like, so I know how to cut hair. I've been cutting hair since forever, so I cut my own hair. I'm like, strip, you know.
You looking at that nigga like, don't go Hollywood on me.
Yeah, straight up, man. I remember a $50 haircut was something special. Like, I was like 21 years old when I got my first $50 haircut, and it was this guy who was supposedly the barber to the stars. It was when I was pursuing music with my brothers, and he was going to be our in-house stylist or whatever. And this guy says, I charge on average $50 a haircut. Now, this was about 15 years ago. I'm like, man, dude, that's ridiculous. I'm like, $50 a haircut, because at this time, 15 years ago, haircuts were still $15.
$15.
Nah, man. Now, on average, these niggas, they keep hitting you with the $50 and they put like Beijing around your line to create a new line. I'm like, stop putting that shit in my hair, man.
Oh, you don't want the whole painted on shit?
No, man. I'm like, stop. I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? I'm like, look, my hairline is what it is. I'm like, I'm gonna be here forever. I'm like, you know, and as long as I'm not going bald, which I'm not, I'm good. I'm like, I don't need. Oh, here's chaotic.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Chaotic, what's up, brother?
Good morning,
What's up?
CT.
What's up? How you guys doing this morning on this beautiful Saturday? Hey, real quick, I hate to change the topic real quick. This crazy witch of a vice president just announced that Russia has committed crimes against humanity,
Oh my God.
and that the perpetrators have to, there will be justice sought, and to their superiors.
So she just declared war on Russia?
That's not technically no, but I mean, who are these superiors, right?
Yeah, she just declared war on Russia, man. Oh my
That's
God.
what it sounds like to
That's
me.
what it sounds like, yeah.
That's declaring war. Lord have mercy, Jesus, man. But I'm glad she's not the president saying this. But
Yeah.
didn't we say women are the worst when it comes to wars?
Yeah.
They keep saying put a woman in office, it'll be fine. No.
Hey, real quick though, if you watch the video, hey, not to I know we are all married here, but hey, she was looking pretty nice in that little get up she had though.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Now I gotta find it.
She was looking pretty nice in that little get up, but nevertheless, she's an evil witch,
You're hilarious, CT.
Kamala Harris doesn't look good in anything. Chaotic.
stop.
You're a racist. Stop. Bumpkin.
You're right.
You're a racist. What's up, Bumpkin?
What's up?
She doesn't look good at anything, Bumpkin. Well, Bumpkin, you're 22, so she probably looks like the Tales from the Crypt from your age perspective.
Yeah, dude.
Yo, that's a fact.
Every time I look at her, I'm like, damn, she's getting old.
I mean, legitimately, she could be your grandmother, Bumpkin.
Legitimately, absolutely, she could, but she's not.
Yeah. Oh no.
All right, look, I found it. Guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna put it up.
And I gotta head out in a minute, man. But yeah, man. I just saw the news, man. I think I might do an upload about that.
Yeah, you should, man. Do one today, man. I'll be there if you do one later.
Yo, CT saw that shit was appalled. Like, I gotta tell somebody.
I gotta tell you, yeah.
He's essentially declaring war.
That is declaring war.
Crazy
But
bitch.
the president has to do so. Congress
Yeah.
has to do so. But we all know we have an impudent president and a whore for a vice president, and our Congress is.
What was said? I missed it.
Yeah.
What was said?
I'm gonna play it. Give me a second. Hopefully, I don't get a strike for this.
I don't think you will get a strike for it. Yeah.
It's from the U.S.
If it's news, if it's from the news, you should be all right for the most part.
All right, yeah, it's from the news. Hold on, let me share my screen real quick. Ignore the porn, good people. Ignore the porn. Hold on. Here we go.
That Russia has committed against humanity. And I say to all those who have perpetrated these crimes and to their superiors who are complicit in these crimes, you will be held to account.
Uh-oh.
In the face of these indisputable facts, to all of us,
Well, she looked like she just woke up.
let us renew
Because she did.
our commitment to accountability. Let us renew our commitment to the rule of law, and we must stay strong. Because if Putin were to succeed with his attack on these fundamental principles, other nations could feel emboldened to follow his violent example.
She's talking about China right there.
Yeah, that's true. But
So is she saying that Putin? So technically, Putin now is considered a war criminal.
Technically, yes.
Wow, that's deep. That is absolutely crazy.
But what I think this is, everybody has been saying how weak the United States of America looks running a proxy war, and now they are just saying, F it, we're all in. And even though Biden didn't say this, we got this witch saying it.
Yeah.
Because and this should squarely let you know her ambitions for the office of the presidency.
Yo, listen, listen, we're gonna be in a war soon because
Yeah.
they keep fucking with this guy. They've been fucking with this guy since 2014. And
Yeah.
the funny part is that Americans really think he just woke up one day
Yep.
and decided to slaughter people. That's the weird part. And as much as I love America, I'm tired of this moral posturing like we have never committed crimes against humanity.
Exactly. Will, if you don't sit your ass down. Hey guys, I gotta get to my game, but if anybody wants to run this, they're more than welcome.
You can do it, bro, because that's what I'm doing. I'm driving to the little man's game. He got a little flag football bullshit.
No
Yeah.
worries, man.
Word in a few minutes. I'm getting ready to take my daughters to lunch. We ain't been out in a while, so we're gonna go sit down and have some lunch before I go to work and shit.
Yeah. Thanks, Chaotic, for showing up. To my brothers, thank you for coming up here for my impromptu little show. And I'll be on this evening with you guys as well. You already know. Bumpkin, always welcome, man. Thank you for coming. Kai, thank you for being in the background, running it. Yeah, guys, like and subscribe. Remember, I'm on my way to 1,000, guys. Let's get this channel to 1,000. Let's get the porch sessions up to 1,000. Let's get Kai's channel, Kai's custom designs. She deserves to be at 1,000. She's already at over 500 subscribers. We need her at 1,000. Let's get here, guys. Also,
Hey, where are you at right now?
me?
Yeah.
I'm in Aubrey, Texas, man. Which is
How many subscribers you got right now?
oh man, last night I was at 389.
Okay.
But for some reason, I guess some of those were bots because I'm down to 381.
Yeah, listen, mine keep jumping like a mofo.
Yeah,
The
mine.
other day I was at 980. Today I was at 960. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is, but hey guys, new subscribers are always welcome. Thank you so much for coming and subscribing. And I really thank you. This is my goal to get to 1,000 within 6 months. So I believe that's a possible goal. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. And also go to loudmouthflavors.net and get you about 15 of those. Where's that? I thought somebody just said something. All right. Yeah, look. So everybody have a peaceful and great morning. And I'm about to end this podcast. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here.
All right, bro. I'll see you guys later, man. Everybody have a good day.
You too.
Yeah, take it easy, man.